Smith here. I wanted to do a quick video and do a little visual demonstration of something I've been doing with our kids who are in school. So we've been talking about October is National Bullying Prevention Month. I don't know if you knew that or not, but it is. And we were just talking about bullying, what the difference is between bullying and a conflict, because there is a difference, okay? So I want to talk to you for a second about that. So I do think sometimes bullying gets overused, and if someone's being mean to us, we will say, so-and-so is bullying me. But oftentimes that's actually just a conflict, right? So like for example, if two people were at lunch and both people were just kind of in a fussy and a grumpy mood, and one said something mean or hurtful to another, and the other person said something mean and hurtful to another, is that bullying? No, that's not bullying, because both people are being mean, right? But bullying is one-sided, okay? Where just one person, or maybe even a couple people, are being mean to another person, but that other person isn't doing anything to participate in that. So that's one-sided. Another thing that defines bullying is when it's unfair, okay? So unfair being, it might be, some of the person might be older than you, the person might be bigger than you, the person, or maybe two people against one person, okay? That person may be more popular, have a higher status than you, but it's unfair. So those things are bullying, but a conflict is when both people are participating, both people may be being mean to one another, okay? And that happens. We all have it in ourselves to be mean sometimes, and we're all gonna have conflict at some point, but that's different. But bullying is, again, it's one-sided, it's unfair. And so I wanna, can you guys see this? So I wanna do a little demonstration. So this is just a clear vase with water in it, but I want you to pretend that this is kind of like a person and their feelings inside, okay? So when we talk about bullying, when I ask, for all of my friends that are able to come to school and come to class with us, when I ask what bullying is, oftentimes people will say, well, it's teasing or mean names, okay? It's put downs, right? Would you agree? And again, one-sided. The other thing that distinguishes bullying too is that it happens over and over again. It's not just a one-time event, okay? So teasing, name-calling, being mean. Another thing is it could be physical. It could be pushing, right? Shoving, hitting, pulling hair, those kinds of things. That can be bullying too when it happens over and over again and when it's one-sided. It can also be leaving someone out and excluding somebody, okay? Because that happens too, where one person may get left out of a whole group. And so when that happens, can you see what's happened with our water? Can you see how it's dark and murky? So that's what happens when people get bullied, okay? They feel like this inside when they're teased, when they're being pushed and shoved, when they're called mean names, when they're left out. This is how they feel inside. But there are really great people in our school, and there are people who are in your community and your family around you who can help you, right? And sometimes, but oftentimes there are things that can help you. So let's talk about some of those things that are helpful. Okay, so normally I would ask the group, but so you can share with me in your own head. But some of the things that are often said is, if you talk to somebody you trust, you talk to somebody about it, okay? That always helps, just kind of getting those feelings off of, just off of your chest, and that person usually can listen to you and they can offer you some help and some suggestions. If it's somebody at school, we will for sure talk to whoever it is that's doing the bullying and do what we can to make sure it doesn't happen anymore. So that certainly helps, right? Another thing is, like, if you have other people that are kind to you, that like maybe if you're being left out, someone yesterday was saying, well, I would just invite them to play with my group of friends. Okay, so that certainly helps, right? When you have a group of friends to play with. What's another thing? Maybe you stand up to yourself, or you stand up for yourself and you talk to the bully and you say, hey, this is bullying, I don't like it, please stop. And the bully's like, oh my gosh, I just thought I was teasing you. I didn't realize I was being a bully to you. And they may apologize, right? So a lot of those things, just going and doing things that you like to do, getting your mind off of it. My lights went out. That's okay. You can still see me. All of those things do help. So do you notice what's happening with the water? What's happening? It's getting lighter. And see, and normally I do this at the beginning of our class, and by the end of the class it is much lighter. So I'll let it sit here for just a second while I talk to you a little bit more. But it will continue to get lighter, but it never gets clear like it started. And that's kind of what bullying is, okay? Even though things may get better, you may make new friends who are nice to you, or someone helps you out, makes the bullying stop, and you do feel better, right? This is already looking way better than how dark and murky it was to start with, okay? You do feel better, but it's not the same. And that's like what bullying is. Like you leave some murkiness inside people even when things get better, okay? So I just want to show you that little visual. The other thing is I want to show you this poster here behind me. I don't know if you can see it very good. Maybe I'll bring it up closer. Let's see. Flip the camera. Let's see, how can I flip the camera? Alright, so I want you to take a look at this poster here, okay? We got a new curriculum this year. It's called Second Steps. And they gave us this poster. It came with this poster. And it talks about the 3 R's. The first one is recognize. The second one is report. And the third one is refuse. Hold on a second. That's backwards for you, isn't it? I don't know why it won't flip. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, but when you recognize bullying, I want you to think about, is it mean on purpose? Okay, is it a one-time event where someone's just being mean, they're in a bad mood, and they just lashed out? Okay, because is that bullying? No, right? If it's just one time, that's not bullying. But if it happens over and over again and it's on purpose, okay, and the person keeps doing it, that is bullying. So you want to recognize that. And then once you recognize it, you want to report it to somebody. Report it to an adult. Report it to an adult that you trust, that's going to listen to you, and that's going to help you. And if it still keeps happening, then you want to tell someone else or tell again, okay? Because we do not allow bullying at our school, and we are going to do everything we can to make sure that does not happen anymore. And the last one is refuse, which is basically you stand up for yourself. And this one can be really hard. It takes a lot of courage. But I will tell you, this one is super powerful. Okay? And maybe when you report it to someone, you can even ask the adult that you're talking to, say, I would like to stand up for myself, but I'm not really sure how to do it. And that adult can walk you through and help you with what to say and how to say it. Okay? So refusing, like I said, this is super effective because bullies are not used to people standing up for themselves. They usually try to pick someone who is not going to stand up for themselves. But like I said, just for sake of time, there's videos that I've shown with the class, but I won't show here just for sake of time. But when the kids actually stand up for themselves and they say, hey, this is bullying, I need you to stop, the person who's doing the bullying is like, oh, well, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was bullying. I just thought I was teasing, okay? And then they do stop, okay? So this is super effective. But if you do try this and it's not, and you haven't done this yet, make sure you report it because, again, bullying is not allowed. And we do not want anyone to be bullied or feel unsafe because that is not the kind of culture and environment we have at our school. All right, so let's take a look at the water. Isn't that weird? It's kind of pink now. But like I said, if we were able to sit and wait longer, it would actually get clearer. But again, never as clear as it once was, because that's what happens when someone gets bullied. It changes them. It leaves an impression on them, something they don't forget. I bet you can talk to your mom and your dad, and if they were bullied at school, I bet they still remember it because it still left a mark. All right, friends. I'm going to get off here because I'm trying to keep it under 10 minutes. I'm at 9 minutes, 50 seconds. But I hope you all have a great day. Know that I'm here. Mrs. Bryce is here for you. Any of your teachers, anyone here at school, obviously your parents. So if this is happening, make sure you report it and tell someone. All right, bye.
Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself and be kind to others. See you next time.